Have you ever wished you had a cheat code for learning something new as an adult? Well, today we're going to break down a method that is so effective it honestly feels like you found one. We're going to explore how you can learn way faster and turn that frustration of slow progress into the incredible feeling of getting good at something fast.
Okay, so picture this. You decide to learn something awesome, maybe a new language, how to code, or maybe a musical instrument. You're super excited at first, but then a few weeks go by and you just hit a wall. It feels like you're going nowhere. So what gives? Why does it feel like our brains just slam on the brakes when we try to learn as grown-ups?
Well, here's the surprising part. The problem probably isn't you or your brain, it's your method. See, most of us fall into this trap called input overload. We think learning means drowning ourselves in tutorials, articles, and online courses. And yeah, it feels really productive. But in reality, we're just passively consuming information without really absorbing it. We're mistaking activity for actual progress.
So how do we break out of this cycle? Well, it all starts with a simple three-part framework. And the very first part is all about being strategic. It's about figuring out what to learn in the first place. And that's where the 80-20 rule becomes our absolute best friend.
So what does this mean for learning? It's actually pretty straightforward. Instead of trying to learn an entire massive subject all at once, you just identify the most critical 20%, because that little 20% is going to give you 80% of the results you're looking for. For learning a language, this could be just the most common words. For playing guitar, it might be a handful of chords that let you play thousands of songs.
I mean, just look at this. It's that tiny slice, that 20% of core stuff, that does almost all the heavy lifting. When you focus your energy right there, you start seeing results way faster. And when you see results, you get motivated, right? It creates this awesome, positive feedback loop that just makes you want to keep going. Okay, so you found that critical 20%. Now, how do you actually get it to stick in your brain? This is where the second part of our framework comes in, and honestly, it's a game changer. It's called active recall. This is how we go from just passively consuming info to truly understanding and remembering it.
And this really shows the massive difference. Over here on the left, you've got passive input. That's watching tutorials, rereading notes. It's comfortable. It feels like you're doing something, but it's not very effective. Now, look at the right, active recall. This is about forcing your brain to retrieve information from memory. It feels hard, and that's a good thing. It feels hard because it's actually working. That effort is what builds strong, lasting connections in your brain. I love this metaphor because it's just so perfect. Think about it. You can't build muscle by watching other people work out. You have to lift the weights yourself, right? You have to do the reps. Active recall is the exact same thing for your brain. Every single time you struggle for a second and then remember something, that's a rep. You're literally making your brain stronger.
All right, so you're focusing on the 20%, you're using active recall, but then what happens when you hit a plateau? That point where you feel stuck. Well, part 3 of our framework is the key to breaking through and getting to the next level. It's a powerful idea called practice ugly.
We all do this, right? We get into a comfort zone where we just practice the things we're already good at because it feels good. Practicing ugly is the opposite. It's about intentionally seeking out your weaknesses. It means you lean into those difficult, awkward, frustrating parts of a skill, the parts you'd rather avoid, because that's where all the real growth is hiding.
Let's just be blunt about it. It means you have to focus on the things you suck at. That's it. That's where the magic happens. That one tricky chord progression you can never nail down, that grammar rule that always gets you, that part of your code that just keeps breaking, that's not a roadblock. That's a gold mine. That's exactly where you need to be spending your time. So we've covered the what, the how, and the how to improve. Now, let's just pull it all together into a super simple, actionable framework you can start using on anything you want to learn, like right now. And here it is, your 3-step plan for learning anything ridiculously fast. First, identify. Find that vital 20% that gives you the biggest bang for your buck. Second, retrieve. Test yourself constantly. Pull information out of your brain. Don't just shove it in. And third, focus. Hunt down your weaknesses and drill them over and over until they become your strengths. This is the whole system, and it will absolutely transform how you learn.
So there you have it. This framework is your key to unlocking new skills at a speed that's going to genuinely surprise you. You have the blueprint. You have the cheat code. So the only real question left is, what skill are you going to master first?